Well, federal prosecutors say that a current NBA head coach and player are among 31 people indicted in a calculated sports gambling ring. Joining us this morning to discuss this investigation is Noah Henderson, the Director of Sport Management Program at the Loyola School of Business. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
So, Noah, how would you say maybe the explosion of legal sports betting has maybe changed some of the pressures and temptations that athletes are facing today compared to what we saw even just 5 years ago?
Sure. So, as many people are aware, we live in the state of Illinois that has legalized sports gambling, legalized mobile wagering off of our cell phones. So this impacts every level of sports. Yesterday, we saw the FBI go after current and former NBA personnel, but this has impacted the college level too. Athletes at Fresno State, San Jose State were found to be prop fixing last year. Temple had a probe launched into them. It's just more nationwide than it ever has. Tim Donaghy, who many might remember, the ref who was fixing games in the NBA in the early 2000s, right? That all had to run through Las Vegas, the only outlet for sports gambling at the time. Now there's a lot more opportunity with these sports books around the country.
So what kind of safeguards, if any, can maybe the NBA or the professional leagues and even the college ranks do to protect the integrity of the game moving forward?
You know, I think that anytime there's a high-profile arrest or probe that goes out, it can help remind athletes of what they have to lose, right? All of the individuals who were, or the three individuals, Terry Rozier, Damon Jones, Chauncey Billups, right, were individuals who are making millions of dollars a year. Sometimes there's a little bit of hubris thinking that you can't get caught when the FBI steps in, when you see players actually face consequences. Again, presumption of innocence for all individuals involved right now. But right when the FBI gets involved, it might deter anyone from similarly, engaging in match fixing, prop fixing, or as we saw with the allegations towards Mr. Billups, right, operating an illegal poker scheme.
With so many, literally billions of dollars being invested into sports betting these days, do you think that high-profile investigations like this, what do you think that does for fan trust when they're putting their money on the line for some of these games?
Absolutely, right? I think that the terminology a lot of people like to use is the script, right? That these games are scripted, and if someone loses their bet, it's because that the league is inherently rigged. Again, fan trust will always be impacted when matters like this come up, and evidence has shown that there could have been this is mostly tailored around individual athletes manipulating their own performance rather than the team performance. But it hurts fan trust, and it's a stain on the league, and hopefully that they can, swiftly take care of this and try to repair it.
I know you work at Loyola, so in your opinion, what role should universities and maybe athletic programs play in educating some of their players and students about responsible gambling?
I think that Loyola does a tremendous job with its athletes, and a lot of schools around the country really emphasize compliance. I think that, we have money that's starting to come into the hands of college athletes, but these athletes are still unpaid. In the state of Illinois, we're not allowed to gamble on in-state teams, right? If you can't bet on Illinois football or Loyola basketball, which really helps prevent some of this. But ultimately, right, reminding athletes that it's not worth it, that their future earnings are hurt, that, whatever money that they might be promised or could make by manipulating their odds just simply isn't worth the long-term consequences. It all starts with education.
And Noah, do you think we're going to see maybe more high-profile investigations like this, because it feels like sports gambling just continues to grow year over year?
I certainly hope that we can clean up any current and ongoing prop fixing, match fixing that exists. But I'm really hoping that this high-profile FBI probe, right? We have a Hall of Famer who is in the crosshairs right now, can serve as a warning, and I hope that will be deterrence that could be stronger even than the educational policies we already have in place.
All right, Noah from Loyola University School of Business, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thanks for having me.